now able to just read one line. She will not tell you, "Oh, yeah, you alone go and sit down outside, eat. After you are going home, she will not pet you." But she used to beat very well. So I love her. Even
Great, thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. My favorite teacher was Mr. Akan. Mr. Akan was a mathematics teacher, so when he taught math, he made jokes out of it and related it to real life scenario.
Thank you very much. So, why I asked these questions is that teachers have to look for different ways to appeal to the social and emotional conscience of the kids if learning must happen. I mean, there is no way a student is going to respect a teacher if they have a smartphone. They have Google, they have ChatGPT. Who knows ChatGPT here? How many of us ChatGPT? You give them the assignment and they'll just go and give it to him and do. So what? What next, sir? What next? Do you have yes? Give us another one. Something like that. So you have to find a way to motivate them to learn. Look what the teacher does. She won't even eat lunch. Yeah? You will not eat your lunch. You will not eat. So there's a way she was motivating them to learn. Teachers have to devise different ways to motivate their learners. And your teacher exudes knowledge, And I would say here, I don't have my phone to guide me. I borrowed it out. But then I have it on a list that your favorite teacher will have some of these characteristics. Is it that they are caring, they are passionate, they are knowledgeable, or they are funny, right? And then I got some more items that she dresses nice. Some of them were looking forward to that. And then that they were good communicators. And I always take the vote, and I don't know whether this group want to take the vote. We want to agree on one, and usually a workshop is a group with common interest, and we will leave here with something to ponder upon and something we agree on as a group. So I'll still do the voting. So everybody, remember I said keep your best teacher in mind. When you're in secondary school or primary school, who was your best teacher, and what would you say is the biggest, attraction, or what made that person your best teacher? So I'll list them out. The rule of this game is you raise up your hand only once, so you choose the best. Even though they may have all, you choose your best. So is it that they were caring? Just show up your hands. Is it that they were caring that you love them? Your teacher, your favorite teacher. Is it that the teacher was caring that you raised up your hand? You can't raise up your hand once. So 1, 2. You can't raise up your hand again. Good. Is it that they were passionate? They love their job. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is it that they are knowledgeable? They know their stuff. They are so good at teaching the subject. Is it that they were knowledgeable? They know their stuff. They know the subject matter. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice. No, sir. We want to. We want to agree as a group that this is this is the most important one to focus on. Now, this is 8. This one has 7. 8 is leading. Then is it that they were funny? Why you like them was that they were funny. Funny. I will. Okay, sir. Don't worry, we'll get to that. We will get to that. I tell you to get interesting. We're not there yet. But so, okay, I've said the options before I started. Is that caring, passionate, knowledgeable, and I spoke of funny. And then other people have good communicator, and that she dresses nice. So I just found those other ones. So let's go to funny. Let's do funny. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you like your teacher because they are funny. They have a good sense of humor. So you see, from this our voting, I know knowledgeable took it. I remember there's no way you don't respect the person that knows their stuff. It's impossible. Right? So we're all, the whole group understand that this is why we love our teacher. A teacher can be funny. You cannot even have a good sense of humor if you are not intelligent. So the teacher will definitely have a way to. So but what I'm trying to say here, because my solution, the one I'm going to showcase, is about teachers, and that's why I've been talking about teachers. Okay, so teachers need to show knowledgeable, in order to win the respect of the children. But knowledgeable today doesn't have to be that you are excellent in physics and know everything. So that's not knowledgeable to me, at least. So I don't know whether the group will agree, but then I'll proceed to say that these kids spend a lot of time, say, on TikTok, YouTube, and you're not there. You're telling them, don't go to YouTube. You're not even understanding them. Being knowledgeable is that you've watched some funny videos on TikTok too, as a teacher, right? So that you say, hey, who has watched that video? That video was nice. You would sort of be taking their attention to watching the quality things that you want them to do. So I know that not all of us are teachers here, but this helps your conversation to change, the mindset of the teacher so that they are able to, capture the attention or teach the 21st century learner. Teachers need to show knowledge, and they need to have social and emotional skill sets that will help them teach this generation of learner. But when I do these workshops, usually at the end of it, this psychology part, I will ask the teachers, how many of you just had all that we discussed, and it has entered here and go out here? 80% of them will say that's the case. That they won't remember this thing. Why? Which psychology? But they are all taught psychology in the university in their first year, or even if you do NCE, you've been taught psychology. And the Obodo Ibo man knew why he was talking about psychology. You have to learn to be patient. You'd have to learn to find ways, like this is, I've never heard of it, creative ways to teach the children. And yes, I agree with you, passion. It is passion for the job, passion for imparting knowledge that will make somebody to go out of their way, right? Learning and knowledgeable is not enough, that they are looking for ways, funny, caring, and passion. They will all come. But do we have, when we're in school, do we laugh at teachers that speak bad English? Do we have a book that we write? My brother, do you not have a book that you record some of the poor sentences? We were mischievous when we were in school, and these same kids will do the same for, they will even do it better now because they are smarter and they've been exposed to technology, and they will laugh at the teacher that doesn't know their stuff. So these kids do not respect the teacher, like I said. And I'll give you a scenario. For example, a child asks the teacher a question. It has happened before, maybe while we're in school, that the teacher has no idea what that means. I say, sit down, my friend, that's not what. But as a teacher that, as a 21st century teacher, you have to find a way. And I'll give you an example of what I'll do. I say, hey, these boys, you guys are ahead of us. So you guys are ahead of us. You are using internet. Your parents are rich. You guys are enjoying. So you want to be the boss of this class. No problem, 1-0. I'll come back tomorrow. And I have the tool that will make you come back as knowledgeable, right? And if you come back tomorrow and before the class starts, thank you. Remember that thing you told me? I want to show you who is the boss. This is how it is. This is it. This is it. But you see, as somebody that is old, I have experience. This is how I perceive it. How do you perceive it? Explain to the class. And then you thank him for teaching you a new concept. And everybody, you found a way educators can invest into psychology, into learning these social and emotional skill sets that will help them impart knowledge. So I'll move to technology very quickly because I know we're going to maybe have a lot of questions. So the name of my platform, like I said, is Curry AI. It helps teachers, Curry, C-U-R-R-I, and AI, curriculum. You start curriculum and stop at Curry, right? It helps teachers create lessons, lesson plans, and assessment questions. And do we have some teachers here? How many teachers do we have here? Teachers, if you're a teacher, wave. 1, 2, 3, Not so much teachers. People in education. If you're in education. Oh, more people in education. So when we ask teachers, how long does it take you to create lessons? On an average, we got it that it takes them 1 hour, 30 minutes to create a lesson plan, lessons, and assessment questions. So am I about right? 4 days. More. 4 days. Yeah, I'm talking about only one lesson. It may take you 4 days. Fantastic. So we asked the teachers, how long will it take you to create one lesson plan, one lesson, and 3 assessment questions? And the answer we got was that it will take them 1 hour, 30 minutes on an average. Some it takes 3 hours. They will tell you, depending on the concept, it may be harder than it takes time. Some finish in 45 minutes. Good, exceptional teachers. But then this tool helps you do that same thing in 2 minutes. 2 minutes. And we're going to do an exercise later. We will all create the lessons in 2 minutes. But then, some people, too good to be true, etc. And I'll give you why it is easy to agree with me that you can actually do that. If you want to go to Lagos from Abuja by road, how long will it take you? 15 hours, 18 hours, some delays, 20 hours of, right? Fantastic. But then, before the aeroplane was invented, if I told you you could go in an hour, you would say, that's impossible. But we're in a world where impossible, not so. Everybody knows ChatGPT, it helps you do whatever you want to do, right? And it's the same technology that we're putting to help teachers create these amazing content. And why now? My brother, can you project that, the website? Corey, can you just, I need a browser. I came here earlier, I came to you earlier. So you'd see the logo of the product or the tool is a star. We're trying to make stars out of teachers. Teachers have been left behind for so long. They are busy in the kitchen, cooking students and passing them for engineering, cooking doctors. And these doctors are earning so much money. And our next point of view at my company is that teachers deserve to be paid as much as doctors or lawyers because their contribution to the society is priceless. Corey.schooler.app. Corey, Curri.schooler.app. Oh, it's here. Please help me, Larry. Okay. So, we're saying that teachers deserve to be paid as much as doctors or lawyers. And it's not like I'm a good marketer. It's not like I'm trying to say nice things so that teachers will join me in using the platform. But I believe that this is the time for teachers. They can create content and lead, a young generation that will come and become engineers and better the society. It is the job of the teachers to do that. And I hear that in America, they even have a special fund to keep good teachers in the classrooms. Why? And I'm sure we will all understand that there are roles in technology and in the different fields that people will want to switch jobs. And if these good teachers leave, remember, these kids are not learning today. Remember what will happen if the substitutes that are not as good? What will happen to the society? So our tool will help them create content from a pool of resources using generative AI to make it fun or engaging, because these kids only understand something that is fun, engaging, and interactive. If lessons are not fun, engaging, and interactive, forget it. It's boring, they'll leave, their attention span is small. So this tool will help them do that. And teachers can earn a lot of money from creating exceptional content, because I believe in the nearest future, the most expensive thing is going to become human-generated content. Because AI is creating all the content in the world. You want to write a letter, AI. There's an AI in my email. Now, if I write, you say, and let me rephrase it for you. And then there's suggestions, and so many things. So it takes an expert to authenticate that this is good content. And that's how I'll pay for school fees. Because if I see, I'm thrilled to AI, I will not take my child to that school if they send me a letter. We're thrilled to, they used an AI to write and send to me. I will not you know. And I'll tell you why people need human. A lot of teachers think that technology is coming to take their jobs, to replace them. And that notion, I want to explain to them that no, you will lose your job if you don't know how to use technology. Because people are hungry. The person that is a tailor now, there's vacancy in that school, he has been using ChatGPT to arrange lessons. He will come for that job, and if he does the interview, he's a tailor. So good suits. You remember I said students like that. So he gets your job. So if you take it seriously and invest in yourself, forget about peanuts you are collecting. The school owner cannot do better than that. He is collecting small salary, small school fees. Because if the school owner is collecting 10 million, he will pay you in the millions too. I'm very sure. Because he wants the teachers to look well packaged too. But sometimes we take our blames to they are not paying us enough, or the government. If you want to survive today, you have to, empower yourself with skills, because skills is what is required. Nobody wants your degree. I don't know whether I know what anybody studying in my office. If you can do it, just do it. Show us, do it, and then let's go. Yes, this is our guy. Something like that. So the jobs of the future are global, and they need skills. When I say jobs of the future, and even the jobs of today are global, teachers in the most remote location could earn extra money teaching people across border. I was in Riyadh, and our app was for schools. You have to register for a school to try this. They told me that, why can't you open it up so that we can download it? I now realize that education is 100% free in Saudi, but these people want their children to go to a school where the language of instruction is English. Because English is the dollar language, right? They want to be able to, because Saudi is opening its borders to people to come in. And if you can speak English already, good. Cristiano Ronaldo's mansion, you're working there and you're earning money, right? So, do you know who the best people to teach English in the world will be? I think we'll even be better than the UK people, because we're hustlers. So teachers can remain wherever they are, earning their 10K, but then collecting another 10K maybe via technology. And they would stay in their remote location. Without that teacher attrition, we're seeing teachers migrating, because some of the most exceptional teachers are living where they are supposed to be doing the imparting knowledge, coming and looking for better opportunities. And I hope we're able to do that. So I'll stop here and do the demo. We can all pull out our phones. Can we pull out our phones? And we go to, okay, sir. Yes. And my turn will come. I'll show you my own time. But I want everybody to pull out their phone and type Curry, CURRI, .schooler, school, add an A to it, Curry.school, add an A to it, .app. I don't know whether you can see it well, but schooler.app. If we're all there, I will tell us the next step. Curry.schooler.app, CURRI.schooler.app. Are we all there? Curry.app, CURRI.schooler, schooler, yes, .schooler.app, APP. If you are here, then we can go to the next step. Yes. He said the barcode is faster, but some people cannot see the barcode. Get started, sir. If you are there, I want to be fair. Okay. Are you at get started? Who is at get started? How many people? Great. So I have some items for 5 people, right? Something to take home. You did the timekeeper. You don't need to create. Stand up. Come, Abraman. Yes, sir. Abraman, pull out your phone. You're going to time. Remember, I promised that you can create lessons in 2 minutes. So I'm saying that you can create an account and create your first lesson in 2 minutes. Start timing. You can start. Create an account, create your first lesson. You'll be able to do that in 2 minutes. Then we'll proceed. Start the timer, Abdurrahman. Come here. You'll be the one to give the first person that finishes. So you create an account and create a lesson. I know the people that have shown before. If you do, you didn't win anything. Make sure I will see their face. So we have the curry bag, we have the Hiram curry, and we have some jotted. So start timing. Create an account. Create a lesson. No, sir. Then you say login. You log in. Yes, sir. Who has created again that is having a challenge? If you create, you log in. Have you created? Log in. Log in. Please log in. Create your lesson. You log in. Create a lesson. There's 3 dots there. Click on the 3 dots and log in. Yes, new notes, sir. New notes. I don't know. Let's see. Remove this capital. I'm sorry. Smaller. Yeah. You get started. Then you come to login. Sorry about that. That's a wrong address. Let's see, sir. New note. App. Curry.scholar.app. Have you created the content? Let's see. Just show it to me. Show the notes. Great. So give it to him. 1. So read it, please. Have you created the lesson? 2. Go and see now. You go there and confirm before I'll go and give. Go and see whether there's a lesson there. So 1, 2. It's optional, so you can see create. It's optional. Have you seen it? Is there a note? Give it to her. Give her back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 items. So okay. So make sure. Hey, let me not make mistake. Stop looking at it. You are supposed to get the people there. Don't worry. Yes, I'm coming. Yes, sir. Yes, thank you. Please read the notes. Read it. I want to hear whether it's good, whether it's not so good, whether or not. So the bag is for you. Do you want to just give a lady your bag? Huh? Okay. So give the lady the bag. Give him. And the first person to finish gets the first person there. Yes, sir. We will talk about your creation. Thank you very much, sir. Please read what you've created. Read what you've created. This is for that first person there. Then this man here, this lady here, that man there. Who was here that created first? Is she was the one? Give it to her. Thank you. And then my guy with glasses. You are not watching, and we'll give him. Is that guy that I give? Great. Please read what you've created. So I want 3 volunteers now, and I know I'm going to get 3 volunteers that will give me feedback, and I can even take 5 volunteers. I'm sure that we have all created maybe a subject that we know. You can go back and try to create something that was harder that you didn't understand while you're in school, right? And we will say something about that. So you can create lessons. You've seen how fast it is, right? So all those things I said about teachers learning to be this, that, I'm saving them time. So that I'm giving them a fighting chance, right? To be able to do all those things. Like if the teachers focused on doing exactly those things, we are going to have better teachers. Because teachers inspire and motivate us to become all the things that we've become. Now, I know that we don't have a lot of teachers here. You see that the teachers that became teachers were inspired by their teachers to become teachers. And sometimes the teachers will inspire you to become doctors or engineers. But if the teachers don't care too, that these kids are not understanding, hey, I ask teachers what is the biggest problem. They say, apart from them not understanding, what's, you know? And I said then, when the child does not understand, it means the teacher has not taught. It it means you are not doing it. You want to see them as a group and understand them. And I keep asking, how many of you know each child's relatives and siblings? You'll invest in that. Look what I did here. A lot of you know a lot of things about me now. Where did I go to school? Jos, Kefi, Zaria. So you want to put these elements for the kids to make you feel human. Because they are interfacing with machines and technology every day. Right? And I'll tell you, who amongst us here watch football? Football. Great. As much as, yes, AI is fun and it's magic. Nobody will go and watch Manu AI play Arsenal AI. Will you go and watch it, sir? Will you go and watch Manu AI play Arsenal AI? You get what I'm saying? So, nobody. We like humans. There is nothing that will beat the human touch of teachers. It is my message here today, and I hope stakeholders understand that. And it's the job of school owners to bring technology to arm these teachers that take all their time suffering to create lessons. So if you're a good boss, you are not going to say, let me shatter the whole bus for you guys to come meet me down there in Lagos. I'll just take the plane. They will come tired. And a good boss will pay for the flight tickets, that gets all their staff well refreshed so that they come out nice and do a great presentation. So what I want to do is to show us that it doesn't stop there. You can do more. But I'll hear from three people that want to give me. I want somebody that hates the content, somebody that loves the content, and somebody that thinks, so hates the content. It's okay. If you think the content is less than 40% of what you are expecting, or what you would have created or learning, okay, 50%. 50%. So great, sir. So let's hear from you. But I want to get, who loves it 100%? Okay, that's good. So 1, 2, 3.
50% because looking at where the content is being fetched, the issue is how much of ours is there that can now be able to be fetched, and then we see a lesson that will now be able to, like I earlier said, give the student a local perspective of what the global scene is. So that's why I have this. It's not too local, even though it's global, but I would have loved to see, because I try to look at content at the secondary school level, and I observe the examples given not too close home. So I have to also imagine more again in terms of what I'm seeing.
Thank you very much. Great feedback. Maybe I should take this. So as a company, our vision is to be the go-to platform for local content generation. We want to be, that's the only thing I want you to remember, that the Schooler platform is the go-to platform for local content generation. So local meaning, if you're in Nigeria, you are able to create something that works for Nigeria. And if you're in Ghana, you should come with a Ghanaian example. But you notice there's something that says upload your resource. Upload your old notes, and it makes it better. So it is not going to be as intelligent, artificial intelligence as we would love. So I'm here to beg you to show any teacher you know. And if you're a teacher, use it, keep using it. Tell me that these are the faults and we make it better. But let me tell you what we have done already. But we can't release the whole technology in one day, and it will be overwhelming. What we have done is that if you are registering and you put your location as Lagos, it will bring more examples, Obi and Tunde, than Abdullahi and Mukit and the rest, right? We have done that, we've tested it. And in the premium version of the app, we have where it recognizes your voice. And if any child doesn't want to read and they prefer to listen, it doesn't come with a machine voice, it comes with that teacher's voice. But we're enabled to actually do that and come to the public and say, this is what it does. Because we don't have the data. And you see why I'm begging the teachers to go and create. We can never have the content ourselves. We can try, and we can get a few. But then, if all teachers and a lot of them are creating content on this platform, it is going to get smarter, and it is going to do, I heard you say, personalized. It will personalize the content and understand the way you write, and it keeps learning from you, and it gets better. So thank you very much, sir, for the feedback. But again, I challenge you. Create for a British curriculum, you'd see. Create using another curriculum, you would see, right? So you'd see that there are discrepancies and changes as per the curriculum. Try to put content that, say, university level, you should tell you, no, because we do only primary and secondary school. Thank you very much, sir. Who was, I have two people here. Hey, you answer, there's one. Very good, bad review, I like it.
So I just created a lesson using the Universal Basic Education board. The subject is under motion, and then the topic is uniform acceleration. So I want to see how this is practical, because the essence of education, like you said, is understanding. So it's not everybody that can read properly, that's one. And then the grammars here is not everybody that would understand it. And then if I just go through this, the bit of formulas here that are not self-explanatory, that's just saying it. But I just want to see what's the specialty and how do I understand what I am doing.
Good morning, everyone. I created a lesson note that was under physics, so the topic was motion. So I created a lesson note for year one, and one of the noticeable features about the lesson note is that for the particular year it was created for, it gives room for the teacher to be creative with the notes that it created. So from the definition, it kind of like gave a template where, as a teacher, you can use like basic and relatable items to actually explain the topic. So that's where I feel like it actually did a good job as regards creating the notes. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the feedbacks. So I think if I show you the last part, I'll show you to explain both what you've done, and I'll tell you how I will creatively do it as a teacher. But remember, when I came up here, I said we are building tools. We're stopping there. We are not educators. We are not teachers. And we will never worry about the content. We'll worry about the tool, right? It's just, we're a car company. We don't care about how you get fuel. We don't care. You just figure it out, right? So we will just make it that you should take diesel. You take this. You tell us what is available in your location, and you take water now. You can do it. So we're just like a Facebook or a TikTok where it says upload your content, do this, right? There is no limit. Maybe Twitter that puts a limit to. So the teacher is responsible for creativity, and I would like to log in and I'll show us what I mean by all this. But then I'll take a comment from Daddy here.
Thank you very much. Actually, the caveat I wanted you to talk about, you handled it in your last comment, because you said you are like Facebook or whatever. Now, Facebook operates using some caveats, some caveat emptor, user beware. So, in this case, I would like us to pause a while and think about the effect this tool will have on originality. We must never forget the issue of originality, because if we keep on doing this, it will more or less, unless it is my age playing up, or unless I don't understand, but my fear is that it will diminish to an extent originality. With continued use, it could even lead to a sort of inbreeding and wearing thin of ideas. So, just like now, when we want to publish a paper in a journal, one of the things they want you to certify is that this paper has not been created using AI. Because it can create any paper you want, even when you've never stepped into a laboratory. Even as with a background in biology, you could produce a fantastic publication in physics. Then the journal will want you to say, at your own risk, that this paper was not created with any input from artificial intelligence. So, as you are building this, it's a double-edged thing. I want you to understand that. And let part of your marketing also come with that caveat. It's a serious one. Maybe you should encourage people. Okay, I'm actually a university lecturer, and at my stage, I generate most of my lecture materials from my own research. That's what's expected of me at this stage. So, but for the levels of education where the teachers are expected to not to involve in research to generate their own ideas, putting them to this and spoon feeding them, that's what it may eventually result to. So please, I want us to tread with the caution that this exercise deserves. As you market, also put the caveats. Okay? I don't know how you are going to do that, but it is necessary.
Thank you very much, sir. This should be up now, please. Yes, log into my own account, project it. So, yes, sir, but I can't stop AI from working, from coming. I'm trying to tell us the reality now. And I think I said it in the beginning. I'm supposed to be marketing to teachers, but I'm telling them the alternative. If you don't take it, and teachers need to be the ones that are using it to be able to certify whether it's good or not. Remember, I was trying so hard, and God has helped me, that knowledgeable was the one that had 8 votes. We need to be knowledgeable. We need to, at the forefront of our marketing campaign that we're starting next year, is integrated learning, integrated teaching, and integrated lessons. I will just preach that it comes with Abdullah and the rest, but I can just get an AI to do that. What we're saying, if the local people are the ones putting their local examples and local content, it is going to actually bring authenticity. And I think I said something here that the most expensive thing in the world will be human-generated content. So teachers that are complaining, I'm not paid enough, will definitely get paid enough. My daughter will not go to school and wait until she's 7. She's 1 now, right? And let me see the teacher that will show good content now before I'll pay. And I'm telling you, parents that can afford quality education will be looking for that good teachers that put in time, go do their masters and get a PhD, because getting a PhD will be very difficult. Fantastic, get the knowledge. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Get the knowledge. Thank you very much, sir. And like I said, we'll put it at the forefront of what we do to make sure that we're encouraging you, make sure you get knowledge, and even add resources to help you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. So let's go down. There's a particular lesson I like. Down. Keep going. Oh. Great. Down. You'll see HCF. Click on this. So this is the lesson that I've created before. HCF. Look how it wrote it. Go up small. Very simple, simplified, putting it in a table to make it easy for the kids to understand. Now you may do it and it doesn't come like this. You can try again. Or you can leave a feedback. Tell the developers, I'm not impressed. You'll see what they'll do. Do you get what I'm saying? So they are watching, every day they are waiting for a negative feedback so that they work on it. Right? So go down, and it made it very easy. Now these are the most important things I want to show us. If you go down from your notes, click on the first one, you can edit it. So if it comes, you don't agree with it or you want it better, you can make it better. And let me even tell us how an AI works. Who knows about AI, artificial intelligence? Let's wave. Wave. Almost everybody in the room. But who knows how an AI works apart from you and my people? Don't say it. So, who knows how an AI works? Who will tell me how an AI works?
It learns and upgrades. That is like your phone. There's actually an AI component there. When you type, like my name is Ofo, type OFOR. Do it 3 times. The 4th time it is predicting it for you. Yes.
Suggesting, and I'll tell us that an AI guesses. It just guesses. It does guesswork. That's my own. My people will tell me it is tokenized, but I'll tell you that an AI works by guessing. It guesses the next character guesses the next word and guesses the next sentence. And let me tell you, AIs have gotten so confident that it will guess so nice that you say, wow, I never thought of this. But you may be wrong, absolutely wrong. And that's why I will pay for a human-generated content. And that human has to be an expert. And again, I'm able to inspire young kids to actually finish school. Anybody that is telling you school is a scam, I'm telling them to finish school because that's the only way they earn. Now I'll show us this. So you can edit these lessons. You can make an edit and it's side by side. Right? Close it or save it. Close it, sir. After editing and you like it, you can copy it. Click on copy. Click on the next one, sir. You can copy it and take it anywhere. Paste it, do your research. After that, go here to the one that says share. Remember I say, and you can share it across multiple EdTech platforms. So today you can share with Google Classroom if that is what you use. And I'm working with I'm here because I know I'm going to get founders to add their labels here. And you can download it as PDF, download it as Word, and I have an LMS. So we're making the lives of teachers better so that they can do. Let me tell you what I think about a teacher. Nobody, has the opportunity that a teacher has. Every year, different faces. The teacher is supposed to be the most knowledgeable person in the world and that takes advantage of all that and earn. But how will they do that if they spend the bulk of their time teaching? So if anybody here knows a company that wants to partner, that's what we're doing. We're not yet marketing. If you know a remote place you want to take me, I will go. Thank you for listening. I'll take feedbacks and questions, but this is it. I should not take Larry's time. Thank you very much.
Let's see. How many people have questions? Let's raise the hand so that we can count the number of people that ask questions. Okay. Two. There's a third person here. And there's a fourth. There's a lady in red. One, yes. There's a second person. There's three and then four. The lady in red. So that settles it. Where are you?
Okay. Thank you. I'll take the question.
The question is, I thought I heard you talking about premium. What we've been able to do here, up to the point we have done what we did, there was no trying to ask what financials.
Okay, so
this goes after this.
Thank you very much, sir. So this is absolutely free, and it's going to be free forever and ever. Amen. This very one you saw. What you will pay for is when you are able to create, add multimedia, add videos, add your audio for the premium version. Remember I said I'm encouraging teachers to use technology, and the good teachers that create using our tool will have their content and the AI learning how they create, learning their voice. When they ship it to Saudi or Senegal or Cote d'Ivoire, any child listening will hear with that local teacher's voice. Right, so those are the things I want you to pay me for, right? Because at least as you're adding resources, it is getting my AI better, and we're trying to improve our own local content. So for this, free, premium, paid. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I am actually impressed about this, but I have lots of concerns with this, especially with this aspect of biology per se. Yes. For biology-based courses, if you put this, the knowledge will be substandard. I'm a microbial geneticist anyway. Now, I tried doing the same thing, and I saw what was actually, what came up here, what was created here. I feel it's somewhat substandard to teach a year one at that level with this. It wouldn't really.
Okay. Year one is
year
primary
one
one.
as it is.
Year one is primary one. Year one is primary one.
Now, even if it's primary one, even if it's
primary one doesn't
primary
do
one,
biology. So you're
Is-
supposed to start with year 10. Please create for year 10. Because the AI tries as much as it can to do the job of it doesn't know,
now,
so it
for
will
an
create it.
introduction of the word genetics. For an introduction, you're giving
That's for primary one. But it's okay, sir.
that's where
Try for year
then
10.
two.
Try for year 10.
Then, yeah, because really,
Thank you.
it's really not giving exactly what I feel should. Now,
Great.
it will also, don't we think, this will help to loosen or water down education.
Okay, thank you very much. So remember I said the AI guesses, and I didn't finish the story of AI guessing. A basic AI, for example, the one in your WhatsApp, see you, it will say around, later, and then you are supposed to be the one that chooses, right? But today, generative AI, they are telling you that it thinks like you. It's not true. It's just that it has more information. And then the boldness to just pick and just say, yes, this is it, right? And it's interesting. So, like I said, this thing has just helped you type. When teachers were complaining that we are not paid enough, we can't create offline lessons, whatever, it is a lie. Oh. They are not tech savvy. That's the problem. They can't type it. That's the biggest problem. But this helps them type. And if you are an expert, you are able to edit it. And that's why you'll be paid. Yes, that's why you will be paid. Fantastic. That's how you'll be paid. But I like these feedbacks. Again, sir, I tell you, if you want to see any fast response, leave a feedback there. These people, their eyes are there. You know, we got like 100 plus positive feedback, and I said I hate it. It means that people are just massaging our ego, and I'm looking for those negative feedbacks. Right? You see companies like Microsoft say, go and try our Bing. If you have an error, $15,000. We will be the ones that will do that. Because my two co-founders are fantastic engineers. They don't even travel. They don't want anything to do with coming out. Right? One does the machine learning and one builds the mobile apps. So they just want to see an error so that they can pounce on it. Thank you very much. We have last person there. Okay, the one in red, right?
I just wanted to ask if there's an app for this.
Okay, why do you need an app? I've been getting this question every day. Why do you need an app? Tell me, can you tell me why you need an app for this?
I think it makes it easier, and that's what's right
Okay,
now.
thank you very much. So, we can make it be there on your home screen, but I will tell you why we didn't make it into an app. We have our apps on the Play Store and iStore. Some teachers will not have space. We are building for teachers to download. And nobody would have tried it if they had to download an app today. So you do a web app that can work on all devices. That's why. But make money, enter. We will get an app. Okay? So we'll turn it into an app, and I'll come and help you make it look like an app on your phone. We built it with React. It can turn into an app. I can turn it for you. Thank you very much.
Yeah. All right. I'm Dr. Additional. I want to appreciate you for this innovation. This
Thank you
is a
very much,
very
sir.
good innovation. I noticed during your presentation and about the app and everything, and when you were answering the question, you answered part of my question. I wanted to ask if it's only text-based and there's no multimedia feature. But I see that you said it's going to be a premium feature, and people might have to pay for that.
Some good creators, they know how to add a picture. I don't know how it works. We did a lesson-thon. A lesson-thon was a lesson creation hackathon for teachers, and the person that won, added pictures. I think she joined one of the Ask Me Anything sessions, and my co-founder, one of them, said, you can figure it out. If you go to edit, you realize that you can copy a picture and paste. You can do that, right? And that's for the film, but that's a trick you can do,
Okay.
right? And we will integrate with Canva by the end of the year. Even this premium version will have it. You'll be able to do it. So it's step by step. You know, we want to go with the teachers. I've been going around. I flew in straight from Lagos. We've been going to different local places to give the teachers their fighting chance before we deploy money to market. You know, please go ahead, sir.
No, the app is for teachers, but the end users are going to be the students because they are the one that's going to be consuming the lessons and the lectures. Now, my challenge is because students, they have different level of understanding and not everybody grasps the same thing at the same time. Will there be an option where the students can like chat with the instructor if there are aspects of the courses that they do not understand? Like, I don't understand this, can you help me explain better?
That's not my job. My job is to the tool that will power either a teacher or a company that does that to create lessons, right? So I want to partner with Larry here, for example. Larry has ClassQ and he has chats there. I should not worry about chats. So they can ask the teacher. You want the AI to answer the questions?
My question thought now is the end goal of this Query app is to create lessons simply and get the students to be able to at least get the lessons. Because if we create it and the students...
Sorry, sir, sorry. I don't care about getting the lesson, the different modes. So I showed you, you can download it, you will figure out that one. The teacher will figure out that part.
To the students, just to...
You know, like I said, wait, sorry. I have an app. I have a gamified mobile app that you can share the lessons. You saw it there. If you open, share it to Schooler. I've done that. Right? You can share to Google Classroom. You found the medium, and Google Classroom maybe has where the students will ask. Let me tell you this. I've been doing this for 3-4 years now, right? EdTech, right? If you go to school and they use a certain solution, it's easy for us to have ideas. And I'm sorry, I may be answering them as if I'm challenging you. But I don't want to be distracted and thinking that, see another opportunity for me, and I'm not able to build this one, right? I'm an advocate for collaborations. How can I collaborate with another person that has something that exists? And that's why I'm answering you like this. And I would like to talk to you at the end of it. You are the first person that created the lessons, and I'll take all your questions and advice. But the thing is, Facebook, Twitter, and whatever, they are similar. So different mediums, but I want to have that API or that platform that helps the teacher. Let's help the teacher first, because if the teacher has not taught, if the students, what was I forgot to, if the student did not understand, the teacher has not taught, something like that. So that's what we're trying to do. I think that these are all the questions. Thank you very much. I'm still here. If anybody has a question.
Thank you, Schooler, for this session. Just so you know, the target of this is the teacher and not the students. So we need to be clear on that. You are coming from the angle of students, but he's not working with students. It's the teacher, right? And also on the teacher end, for your own question, the teacher has a role to create the notes. You don't leave AI to do that for you. So if you say it's too simple, create the notes that you feel is appropriate for your class. The system has not taken that away from you. We're not saying that use, what's this, Query AI and you're good to go. It just gives you all you need and then you have a set. No. You still have to do the work. That's it. So it's what you put in. It's like garbage in, garbage out. It's what you put in that you get out of it. So it's still left to you. But it's an aid. It helps you. It facilitates what you need to do. It gives you a platform where you can create notes. And you see, because it's digital, you can do a lot with digital content. Beyond what teachers lately, you know, a lot of teachers just do manual content. They have their notebook. They have their, when the notebook is thrown away, lesson has gone out of the window. But this way you can copy, you can share, you can edit, you can update, you can even collaborate on your lesson notes. Somebody else can add, you know, you continue to build till you have something very solid. So it's still left to you, it's not the system. And I think that's the mistake people are making with the AI thing now. In fact, somebody told me that in their office, the letters they're receiving, the PA of the Oga is using AI to be generating letters. They don't even take the girl seriously. Because they read them like, AI generated letter. This girl doesn't want sense. She cannot write simple memo. She's using AI. Is that bad? So we should also know that we are not losing our senses to AI, please. I hope you know. See, I have a business plan app, and honestly, all the apps that I use now for my work, they're all AI enabled. And then lately I just logged in. I'm like, okay, let me even check out. I just typed something, the whole thing. I said, hey, this businessman I've been working, I can work it for 3 months. This one day, the guy just put everything. But then I started reading everything. I said, some things even make sense. Then if I'm very foolish, I say, AI has helped me do my work. You're not going to give that to a client. The guy will first read and just be wondering, what kind of thing is this? So you still have to do your work. You can't, and you see, the better you add what you do, the better for you. So that even if it gives you some content, no, this is not what it is. You edit it out, or else you'll be taken for a joke if you're not careful. That's it. This guy harvests everything from everywhere online and gives it to you, whether it's even relevant to you or not. You now swallow it. Please, let's not be lazy because we have AI. That laziness part is the part we're fighting against. Please, let's not be lazy. You still have work to do, and you even have more work to do, in fact, because you have to now start beginning to say, no, this is not what I meant, and it's almost like double work. So please, it's to aid you, it's to bring the best out of what you're doing, okay? Not to make you lazy and then say, AI has done it. Hello, somebody. Hello. I hope you're enjoying the session so far. Okay, so we're having a quick event between this and the next workshop. So Reverend Cube, just give us a few minutes. But right now, we have, right now I want to quickly do the launch of Nigeria Clean Tech Innovation Group. And I'd like to call on Shola Owuru, is it? And is the other person around? So let's put our hands together for Shola Owuru as he takes on the session. We are launching the Nigeria Clean Tech Innovation Group. Let's put our hands together, please.
Good afternoon once again, everybody. We started a session yesterday taken by Dr. Peter. But before this, let me just give you a backdrop to the Nigerian Clean Tech Innovation Program. UNEDO had actually started a program that is called the GCIP, that's the Global Clean Tech Innovation Program, which is meant to be a catalytic program for countries to adopt clean technology towards getting into net zero. And Nigeria graciously has actually been a signatory to that convention of the GCIP sponsored or started by UNEDO. And part of what has been done, before I invite Dr. Peter, is Nigeria has actually adopted the entire GCIP program into a guidebook, which is Nigerian Clean Tech Innovation Program, which is basically focused on creating an ecosystem of entrepreneurs to harness the power of clean technology in Nigeria. Basically, you have a lot of startups within the clean tech ecosystem, but of course they need guidance in terms of mentorship or creating the main spectrum is from ideation into the marketplace. Creating an ecosystem of enterprise within the clean tech ecosystem. So we've been working on that within the government forum from the Federal Ministry of Science and Tech, but that ecosystem also is not just a dump. It's not there is a working group, but it's not starting. It's not ending on that, but rather we need to have people within the private sector who is actually coming together as a clean tech group. And here we have Dr. Peter, who is going to shed light majorly on that. Why we need to be able to have more people joining us in developing the ecosystem. So over to you, Dr. Peter. Please, a round of applause for him as he comes.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure to be in your midst and to share a vision with you, and believing that from a small step, all of us here, we are going to experience a giant leap. And this is also my prayer for Nigeria, that from a small step, one day who will be able to overtake China as a power block. Just quickly, can you please call up my lecture yesterday? I want to share some of the pictures there. Can you? Do you have my lecture of yesterday? They are the same people. Nigerian Clean Tech Innovation Program. Can you just show it? Okay. Now go up. Go to prospects. Prospects. Okay. These are the prospects for what we want to launch today. Do we have opportunity? Do we have the enabling environment? Do we have the vision? Do we have the drive? My answer is yes. Now, go to way forward. Just scroll. We are going to look at a number of projects and programs. Be going. Okay, be going. Okay, no, just come before this. Okay, this way forward, we are assuming that in Nigeria, we have the raw talents, we have the tech hubs, but most of these we work in silos. So the essence of the platform that Shola has brought on board, that's why I'm very happy with it. And I told him that by this time, we will be launching the CleanTech group in Nigeria. And it's going to be a bigger platform that will take Nigeria to the global space. So, next. So, I'm going to share with you from agriculture. Remember, you recall that yesterday I mentioned the Paris Agreement under the United Nations Framework Convention. I also mentioned a protocol document deposited by Nigerian government, which is called Nationally Determined Contribution. And in that nationally determined contribution, the government has pledged 7 sectors to cut down global warming in 7 sectors. So we are going to be targeting these 7 sectors and then adopt clean technologies. When you adopt clean technologies in your production, in your business, in your services, seamlessly, the country will achieve a global commitment under the Paris Agreement. And you recall that all over the world, the private sector is the key to achieving that ambition. So, this is just for oil and gas. There are 7 sectors: agriculture, industry, energy, oil and gas, transportation, water resources, and waste sector. Okay? Now, these are projects you can have other oil and gas. Continue, please. Now, these are projects, clean tech projects that we will be doing as a group when we eventually form this group. This is in the energy sector, okay? You can apply the first thing I showed you, that's a methanol fuel technology. You can apply it for electricity generation. This is what you have. Go to the next. You can also apply it as an industry, hydrogen. Hydrogen is the next frontier for energy in the world. Next. Next, this is for transportation. No, come before that. For transportation, you can adapt that hydrogen fueling, use it to produce hydrogen fuel cells. It's less riskier than CNG that we are currently preaching. Okay? So, this is in transportation sector. Next. This is still power systems. Okay, just go on. Just go on. Yes, this is the proposed project for Nigeria that all of us gathered here. We are collectively called investors. I normally laugh at people when we say we are going to foreign direct investors. Explore Nigeria. There are investors in Nigeria. Has anybody queried himself, how did Dangote become the richest African? Richest African. He didn't grow his business in London. He didn't grow his business in Germany. He started his business Lagos, Hawking. And he can build a business empire. And that is speaking to everybody that we as Nigerians, we can do more, much more than him. Okay. So this project will be coming very soon. It uses, we can harvest hydrogen from water. It can also harvest hydrogen from ammonia. It can also harvest hydrogen from oil and gas. So now all these projects, if you take it to agriculture, you find out that you can, within a big farm, you can harvest your produce and preserve it in the farm until you want to take it to where you want to sell. Okay? And so on and so forth until it goes to all the other sectors. Now, my story. 2000, since the year precisely 1978, I had a vision. The late Martin Jr., Luther King, dreamt about an American president being a black man. And that dream was realized in Barack Obama in 2008, several years down the line. In 1978, I had a vision that Nigeria one day will become a powerful nation in the world, one day. And that Nigeria is going to use what is called accelerated pace of technology. And that is what we call now clean technology. Then along the line, while as a director at the Federal Ministry of Science and Technology, I was now experimenting. Before that, in 2001, I suggested Silicon Valley for Nigeria. I was then working with the Honorable Minister, and I suggested, why can't we domesticate Silicon Valley in Nigeria? And he asked me a question. He said, how? I said, sir, we can do it by relating with subnationals, the local, from local government to state governments, and we start implementing it in those areas. As a result of that, 3 projects came out. The first national policy on ICT for Nigeria. That's how we came. The first regulatory agency, NIDA, all of you know, it came out of the ministry. Galaxy Backbone came out of the ministry. Are they not wonderful today? Right. We tried establishing that Silicon Valley with Anambra State government time. It didn't actually materialize. Okay, we continued. No, I tried relating with UNIDO. Now, UNIDO came up with a vision called Global Clean Tech Innovation Program. I said, this is where all of us are going to go. So we designed our own program called Nigeria Cleantech Innovation Program. And with that, we now became a member of the Global Cleantech Innovation Program. Now, worldwide, private sector, within the Global Cleantech Innovation Program, they have created what is called the Cleantech Group. And they are doing seminars and workshops and hackathons from Europe to Asia and all of that. I'm also a member of that network. So today, we are going to form our own Nigeria Cleantech Innovation Program. And I shared it with Shola that we are going to have it established. And good enough, he has created a platform, because what is lacking in this country, role models and platforms. Afritex that you have created is a very big, very good platform to start with. So today, if all of us here agree, the institutional membership of Nigeria Cleantech Group will be registered, and the new members or fresh members or the foundational members will be all the Cleantech groups that have participated in this summit. Going forward, after this foundational group, members coming in will have to pay membership fee. Okay? And there will also be subscription fee, which everybody will pay. Okay? That Global Cleantech, for you to be a member, the Cleantech Group, it is $25,000 US. But these people who gathered here will now determine what the members will pay going forward. Now, what are the benefits? And what is the modus operandi? The idea is that within Nigeria Cleantech Group, somebody like Lanre, because I love what he did yesterday, that's actually part of what we'll be doing with those projects I've shown you. Yeah, he is doing what is called energy for service. You know, that's why we don't have light in this country, because we shoot ourselves on the leg. NEPA will tell you, meter is my property. But in the real sense, that is not practiced. They will come, take money from you to put it, take money from you to, and it's supposed to be free. It's supposed to be free. So they're supposed to bring their gadgets. All you care for, they'll connect lights for you, and you pay for lights. So that is what is called energy for service. So within the Cleantech Group, you will have the energy subgroup, like where Landre belongs. So when you have the business of electricity, they will mind that. You will have the agricultural group. So we will have our groups either sector by sector or service by service. Members will decide that. Okay? Now, how are we going to operate financial framework? You have CBN with series of intervention funds. Many of you gathered here don't know. You have. So you apply for it. Then, under Global Cleantech Innovation Program, there are several grants. Like the first seed money we attracted was Global Environment Facility. They gave us $2 million. And because they have shown that interest, the last administration approved $2.7 million. And we are working hard with UNIDO to get it done. So today, we are establishing Nigeria Cleantech Group, which has already been established in the government side. And we are going to work together with government. This group will be institutional members, companies, governments, local governments, okay, and all of that. Then you will now decide on the membership fee they will be paying. Anybody that wants to come, the person wants to come in because he or she has a vision to join us. So this is the modus operandi, and then if you agree, which Shola will move a motion. If all of you agree, we form today, we declare it formed, Nigeria Clean Tech Group. Nigeria Clean Tech Group, made up of institutional members. And if you also agree, I'm moving, Mr. Oyeshola Oworu becomes the CTO of that group. I'm a foundational chairman. That's an interim structure. And the lady, Mrs. Chisom Nwankwo, are you here? She's not here. Sweeney, she is also part of the mission, part of the project. We form secretary. Then we now set up that group and still call a meeting where we now form a perfect structure, register it with CSC, then make proposals to government, and then you do what is called policy brief. Because I'm surprised this summit has operated for five years, right? This is the 5th summit. So by now, we ought to have generated policy brief, which will be given to government. Like some of the ideas given to you, it will come in form of policy brief. And that's how the ministry can adopt it. But if it comes in some angry, some will shout, and you finish all of that, it doesn't get anywhere. But when it comes in a powerful policy brief, just like Nigeria Economic Summit Group, this is a parallel structure. But the focus of this is clean technology. Clean technology in agriculture, in energy, in industry, in water resources, in oil and gas, in transportation, in waste sector. Waste sector commands billions of dollars annually. And that, once we lash on clean tech, that is it. So please, come and join me. Move a motion. If they say the group is set up, I declare it set up.
Okay, thank you, Doctor. Well, before I move a motion, let me also put one or two things in perspective. Well, on policy brief, we actually have done a number of policy input. One of the policy input we did in one of our events was what resulted into the creation of the ICT Park in the Federal Ministry of Communication. And also, one of the major policy inputs we've done is that we're able to advocate for many years local content development, local content usage, and that resulted into NEPC even engaging us to create the ICT export plan. Because before then, NEPC that is responsible for exports in Nigeria only understand exports in terms of cocoa, cola nuts, and other agricultural products. But of course, we know that India realize more from ICT, from software, from more than what Nigeria makes from crude oil, you know. So the organization in government that's supposed to be in charge of our exports does not even understand that it's what is called ICT export. And it was part of the input from this event that actually made us to actually advocate for that. And that policy was amended, adjusted, and if you look at the National ICT Export Plan, there is a chapter now that focuses on ICT export, you know, which was, you know, part of, and I can go on and on. The ICT Park, of course, was done. We had the visibility study, the business plan. We applied to FCTA that granted a piece of land in Habitat Technology Village. You know, we did the schematic design, we did the working drawing, and well, another, you know, of course, one of the things we have in Nigeria that does not make policy to continue is just changing government. Because at the point where all those were done, you know, we've done a lot, and government spent money in it, you know, until a new administration came and the old music changed, that we could not, you know, I mean, it almost became a personal thing between my humble self and the minister. Say, I mean, that is the minister, and we have to do what we, and it was not going. But leaving that aside, the Nigerian Clean Tech Innovation Program um, is one of the things that is required for us to be able to harness the ecosystem together. You know, when I met the doctor, he's a man of knowledge, integrity, passion, and all of that. And when he mentioned that to me, you know, well, I'm not skeptical, but I needed him to present. Though, of course, this is something we need to do, but I know some people might need to take it back to the organization to take decision, while some people can take decision on their own. So that's the perspective I want to give into this. Why, of course, we believe that we need to take the destiny in our hands. You know, we have done the we have done the guidebook for Nigeria. You know, and that took an extensive about 4 or 5 months. You know, what is supposed to pilot this? You know, we have recommended a clean tech unit within the ministry, but you know, the clean tech delivering unit. But of course, doctor had to exit the government based on time and all of that. And well, there are some things that is better not to say in the camera. You know, so we believe that the best way to do it is to go on within the private sector. You know, government will join us as center. We have worked with government, we have made inputs into government, and we are making inputs into government, you know, and we'll continue to make inputs into government. But Nigerians belong to us, not to the government. Government does not even have business in doing business. You know, government is meant to create an enabling environment for business to be able to thrive. You know, and I can go on. You know, we for the ICT park, we had 3 models. We had government, because we did an extensive, doctor was involved, we did an extensive research. We know we have the government funded model where government will fund the creation of ICT park, but doctor mentioned Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley is not funded by government, United States, it's private sector. You know, so that was not favored. We had the donor funded model where the donors would fund the creation of the ICT park. But of course, in the analysis we did, if a donor actually gives you to fund to create an ICT park, one of the caveats that is in some of the documents we reviewed is the donor says that the intellectual property of all the developments in that park belongs to them. So someone gives you $20 billion and says the brain of everybody here, that's what he wants. And of course, we still did not, that means what RevoCube is doing, what Mavis is doing belongs to them, because the intellectual property, you know, is the right of the knowledge that has been created in that park, and the person that gives you money has even paid for children unborn and has bought their brain. So we said no, that is not an option. And we favor the people model where government and private sector will be the one to, and everything is illustrated. I mean, it's an extensive work. But of course, we had the stakeholders engagement in Lagos at the Civic Center, and it was an event like this, government was involved. But that day, I didn't know whether I should enter the lagoon or I should come back to Abuja. You know, because of course we could start this meeting at the time we wanted to start because it is private sector driven. But that meeting was supposed to start at 9 o'clock. But the PAMSEC got to Abuja the night before, and at 11 o'clock I was still calling. Man, where are you? I said, I'm coming. The minister at then came to the venue at 2 o'clock, and we brought all the captains of industry there, all the bank MDs, 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. embassies, and we couldn't start because the government partners were not there. No, and my name was the RSVP on the, so I didn't know whether I should disappear, I should run away, you know, and it was, you know, so we put a lot of energies into creating policy inputs. We've done a lot, but that's why I share with you that this can be done within the public sector, private sector. You know, the clean tech delivery unit can join us. You know, so that's my that's my perspective. So the doctor has asked me to move a motion, but I don't want to move because I'm not a military general to say everybody must be a member. But it is left for us to decide. Yeah?
The membership, because I've gotten a lot of experience globally, because I'm also a member of the global clean tech group. Okay, it is optional. But what I've taken Nigeria to go into some global networks where they pay subscription fee 50,000. But I took Nigeria as a country free into that. So the the opportunity you are enjoying by becoming members of the 5th AfriTech group is that if you're a foundational member, you are not paying subscription fee. But it is not a must, it's optional. But being optional is not, the organization does not recognize individuals, it recognizes institutions. So if you have a clean tech company, you have a clean tech hub, you are a government ministry, you are a local government administration, you can be a member. But there will be a subscription fee every year. There will also be a membership fee, which will be determined by the foundational members by the time we do that. So, you declaring, all of us here, do you agree? If they say aye, it is declared formed. If you say nay, then they're out of it. Okay? We know that they are not part of it.
Okay, I need a sledgehammer so that I can say by the power conferred on me, not to belabor this, we have taken that we're actually starting this today. So by the virtue of this meeting, those who are in support for us to actually start the Clean Tech group should say hi, and those that are not in support should say nay. The eyes have it.
Okay, thank you. Your job is not done. Okay, I also want to move because to every journey there is one step. If you don't take first step, that journey will never start. Okay? So our first step is to recommend officers who will start doing the registration, who will start looking for offices, who will start looking for. And as we are doing all of this, these projects are in a hurry to come into Nigeria. So these are some of the things. The first of that project is $300 million project that investors are bringing in. Okay? And our target is for the first 1-2 years, we will be generating over $1 billion project in the clean tech space. The clean tech space is a $100 billion sector space where if you show integrity, you show honesty, and you believe in humanity, you will get a lot of money. Free money, free. They are not loan. Grants. Over $100 billion for us to achieve climate targets. So once you tie it to environment, tie it to climate, you will be getting so much money to do all of this. So I want to propose that Mr. Dr. Oyeshola Oworu becomes the Chief Technical Officer, what is called CTO, interim. So those who agree say aye. The nay say nay. So the ayes have it. I also want to propose offer myself. This is a thankless job, so not when we give you, he's not going to look for bulletproof Mercedes to be chasing people out of the road. Yeah, I'm also offering myself as COO, Chief Coordinating Officer, interim. Those who say aye, raise your hand. Nay, raise your hand. So the ayes have it. I also want to propose as secretary of that interim governing board, because once we set up this, we'll now convene a meeting, a summit similar to this, okay, where we'll ratify most of the things that will be adopted, documents, vision, mission, offices, programs and projects we are going to start with, and all of that. And Central Bank, Bank of Industry, they are very interested in this program we are forming today. Okay? So I also want to propose our secretary documentation. She is not here, but I believe she has the passion, and we do it as secretary of that interim, Mrs. Chisom Wankwo the CEO of Tiswini. So those who say hi, can I have your all support? Aye. Those who say nay, the ayes have it. So by this proclamation, we, the members of Nigeria Clean Tech Group, who participated in the 5th Afritech Summit, and their participation are institutional members, are hereby declared the foundational members of Nigeria Clean Tech Group. May God help us as we work hard to realize this vision. Thank you. Yes, I also want to inform you there is a website. Shola is a fantastic, passionate, dedicated Nigerian. That I can tell you. Because this kind of project from organizations I belong to globally, it thrives on honesty, accountability. It thrives on accountability. It has shown more than enough, because while I was in the ministry, there were projects given to consultants and all of that. I know some who will come and tell me, this job, I don't want to do it too, but I want to give you some money. And I'm forgetting. I said, you give me money? No, give me nothing. Go and do your work. And he happens to be one of the trusted consultants. I was given a job. He took it, very passionate about it. You give him timelines, he will meet those timelines, created websites and all of that. And these are the foundational tools we'll be using to launch this Nigeria Clean Tech Group. So he will be, you are going to create like WhatsApp group with this group so that we'll be sharing information, okay? So that you get information, you go to the website, there are quick, low-hanging programs and projects that we'll be doing. So all that will be shared. And please, please, this thing thrives on ideas. Any idea you have, put it there. Let us be sharing ideas together, because no one man will build this country. We must build Nigeria together. So may God help us achieve this vision in Jesus' name.
Okay, TC, let me have the honor of doing part of the work of the MC. And invite Lanre to come off stage for his presentation. Then we have, I will just put that, so that we can situate this also in the context of what we are doing. Lanre has been an EdTech founder, and incidentally, he has actually pioneered a solution for education, as energy to service for education. So this actually still ties well, because we're talking about clean tech in the context of education. So Larry will be presenting energy as a service for education. And so this is just to still encourage a lot of people that there is a lot of gap within the educational ecosystem for clean tech. And someone is already demonstrating it. So, because this is a clean tech summit, we're talking about an EdTech summit, and the team has been EdTech and clean tech. So everything still wraps together, and we have a practical demonstration of how someone has created the synergy between EdTech and clean tech. So help me welcome on stage Mr. Lanre Ogunkunle to present energy as a service for education.
Thanks so much. Good afternoon, everyone. So I've learned a lot today, and it's really an amazing day to be here. So I will still stay with the existing protocols, and I know we're tired this afternoon, and I'll be first, but I will go in a different direction. I think yesterday I presented energy as a service, but this is a workshop. I want to take more time because I answered a lot of questions between yesterday and today. So I want to take more time to let us understand the impact of what just happened there from what Dr. mentioned now. If you understand that it's a big move, going to the direction where we are creating the next frontier, we are creating the next big thing in Nigeria. We've seen what happened with the fintech industry. The fintech also started with ideas of people coming together and saying that we cannot wait for the likes of PayPal to come to Nigeria and we are begging them because we want to collect our money. We cannot wait for the likes of the bigger fintechs that were around there that you take several 6 months, 3 months to integrate payments. And they came up with an idea with the likes of Paystack and Florida Wave, and today they are some of the biggest industries in Nigeria. Thank you so much, sir, for the invitation. All right, so I'll be taking time today to demystify some issues around clean tech. You see, anything that we don't understand the proper use of it, there's a high chance that it will be abused. And information, we said yesterday that information is very important. When Mr. Shola called me, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, I was out of town, and I saw the topic. It was in the WhatsApp group. I saw the topic. I was like, this is exactly my next vision, my next life. A combination of education. We've been in EdTech for about 13 years. And okay, I look young, surprisingly. I started young. And I tell people that I've been coding since Windows 95 is now safe to turn off your computer. So anybody that knows that, we don't turn off computers usually those days. To tell you it's now safe to turn it off before you turn it off. And I've seen a lot of things. We've surmounted a lot of challenges in education. Then we got to a point and we discovered that with the beautiful fancy technology we're building, and by the way, in this same summit, myself and Schooler, we'll be meeting in several conferences and conventions within and outside Nigeria. But this is the first time we really both sat down and saw the point of collaboration and really knew where we are collaborating and we are integrating together. So it's really beautiful bringing everything together and making sense of it instead of everybody standing around in silos. So today I'll be explaining energy in a very strange way. And I want to relate to it. I want us to relate to it as much as possible. So I will start with this very simple question. I'm trying to learn from my colleague how we do this session. I'm not a very good speaker, but they said that it's very hard to have an introverted businessman. So business brought me out to start talking. I'm a tech guy that would like just sit down to code things. So how many of us have a car? You've driven a car before? You've had an experience with a car. You've entered a taxi before. So it's clear. So I'm trying to bring things in perspective. So we define energy, which is clean tech, clean energy. We define energy in a basic way. I know there are a lot of teachers in the room, so I'll be careful with my definition and I will try to stay in the safe line. We define energy as the ability to do work. So it means that your car has the ability to do work to take you from this summit to Gwarimpa, take from this summit to the airport. It has the ability. But no matter how big, how fine, be it a Prado, a Ferrari, a G-Wagon, or a B2, it won't get you there, in this case, when there's no fuel in it. It has the potential to get it done. But it won't get to that destination when it has no energy, which is that ability to convert that potential to action. And that's exactly the situation of Nigeria. We have the ability to do work. And without energy, we can't get to that destination. I shared there's a part of my presentation, my slide yesterday. Nigeria is like maybe 10 times, 20 times the size of a state in the United States. And our total energy we are generating is less than a third of the energy of that state. And we want to meet up with technology. We want to get things done, we want to industrialize. So that means that potential is there. When I travel a lot to several other countries, especially because of this my issue with energy, I see a country and they are boasting about their population, and all of them are just 8 million. Like, we are just one local government in Lagos. They were inviting me to something in Wisconsin and the likes. I was interested in all of those things. And I discovered that the average age there was 75 years old. And I'm wondering, where do I start from? And we don't know the power we are sitting on in Nigeria, the potential that is there. And energy is what will really get us from where we are to where we want to be. Before I go further, I want to have an idea of the number of minutes I have so that I can know how fast to wrap up my... Let's assume I started 10 minutes ago or 5 minutes ago. 5 minutes ago. 2:30. Oh, brilliant. Okay. All right. So I use cars because today we all jump into cars, we fuel it and we drive, but that was not how it was. There were days where people would trek distances. If you are going from Lagos to Abuja, you trek it. Then horses came, so we felt like, wow, there's a relief. And God help you, the horse doesn't get healed on the way or just have emotional emotional stress and try to throw you off. But people started falling off horses, right? And people started getting worried that all this up and down, your back is aching you when you just go from here to here, and but it was still the perfect thing, was the good thing to do then, because it was better than trekking. Then bicycles came. No fuel, no emotions, no food. Your blood is the fuel. But it's getting you there faster. That's an improvement. And if you all remember that the definition of technology is just a system of things making work done efficiently, either via machines or some other systems. Then from there, from our cars and the likes, from our bicycles, they started putting engine in bicycles. Bikes came, that's where fuel issue came into the matter. So bikes were getting us there. But if you ask the person that rode bike from UK to Lagos, you understand what he went through. And cars came. But if you look at this, as those improvements are coming, they are solving some previous problems and new challenges are coming in. Now that cars can move as fast as 120 kilometers per hour, auto crashes are becoming another problem. Then you see cars start working with seat belts, start working with airbags, side cutting, front airbags. So this is exactly what's also happening in technology and in energy. So in our energy history in Nigeria, we already knew how our honorable our hydro dams have helped us so far. But how many more dams do we need to build to be able to power this fast-growing population within 2 to 3% every year? And that was what gave birth to renewable energy. A lot of people are getting to understand why renewable energy is the next thing. But I'll go back to cars. Has anyone here witnessed an accident before? If you've seen anybody that has witnessed an accident, a person sitting in front of a car, the next time you are driving fast and they are sitting in front of you, they can wipe you with the left hand or something like, I've witnessed it before. And this is the same thing that's happened with renewable energy. I was talking about it yesterday. When it came early, when a lot of things are still fragile, technology was fresh. You have a 5 kVA 5 kVA inverter that is as big as this. This whole room is a battery room, and it can even hardly power one air conditioner. And people poured in money into it. And after a year or two, those massive batteries started misbehaving. So immediately you walk into them and tell them about solar system, renewable energy, it's a no-no. That conversation dies there. And furthermore, an example with cars too. There were years when automatic cars came in. I remember then my mom just bought an automatic car. My father said this car was made for handicap. It's for those who are disabled and can't drive. Why are you shortening their ration? And why don't you just buy a normal car? Some persons told her that, oh, you've made the worst decision in your life. You know you can't push it if this battery is not starting. You can't put it on gear 2 and adjust. If you know how to drive, know how you do it. And they're explaining and telling her several reasons why she has made a bad decision. But right now as I speak, how many people still drive manual cars if you are not an official driver? You most likely not see manual cars around. And that is actually how it has evolved. And in recent times, The same thing has happened in the renewable energy space. The past 5 or 6 years, while I was just doing my regular education tech business, it got to a point where, as a businessman, so we're running a bootstrap business. So in our tech world, most times we have an MVP, you start getting traction, you raise funds. I tried pitching 1 or 2 times and I discovered that it wasn't my strength. So I went back to my drawing board and I just faced my business. Let me make my money from the customers. And that's how we've grown our business over the decade. But as a bootstrap founder, I needed to keep the business afloat. And imagine if I cannot plan that this is how much I want to spend on energy within the next 6 months. This is how much I want to spend for power within the next 1 year. So you set up, we had a small diesel gen, maybe 20 or 40 kVA. And while running the gen, so my engineer, his name is Engineer Wali. You were working, and in tech business, without power, all of you just came to office to stroll, sincerely. There's nothing you can do. Your laptops are not running. When your power or internet is down, everybody's just, there's nothing to do. And I started worrying, okay, how can I solve this problem? How can I be able to have a steady power and I don't have the big money of the big guys in the industry that they've raised funds? So we tried with a battery that my rewire said is useless in the car and a very tiny 500 watts inverter. Let me see how this thing works. Let me even test it and see how it works. Then I bought something from an e-commerce website here in Nigeria, I think Congo or Jumia, connected it to the battery and powered it. Unfortunately, the thing powered just 1 light, 1 laptop, maybe a fan in my small office then, and it could power it for 6 hours. Okay, so I noted that. This is the battery they said is useless. Good. Then said, okay, after time, it's chemistry, the battery was getting weaker. It was time to upgrade the batteries. So I went online again. How much is an inverter battery? As at then, I think it was 80,000 or 90,000. I knew that I can't afford this now. And I started inquiring further. That's how I discovered that there were used batteries they were selling there, used inverter batteries. So I was buying them like I was buying petrol, but in a different way. So they were selling these batteries at 40,000 naira. And I met a guy that would give me minimum of 3 months warranty. I was like, that's what I needed. So he would have tested different samples of used batteries. I said, oh God, this one great, bring it. So you bring the 40,000 naira battery. I connect with the inverters. When our honorable power supply goes off, it switches back to the inverter and we keep running. And that would run consistently for that minimum of the 3 months warranty. And by the 4th month, when it starts misbehaving, I call the man. He takes in that 40,000 battery, gives me a 10,000 discount, and brings another one. So I had 30,000. But if I was buying petrol or diesel for those months, I calculated I would have spent between 300,000 to 400,000. So I was saving money. That's another side. Fast forward, researching, reading, then I heard about lithium-ion batteries. So I was like, oh, the last 10 years, 15 years, they use electric cars. I said, oh, yes, this is the perfect thing I really wanted to do. Then I went to check the price. And I saw that the battery was in millions. That's when I knew that, okay, it's either I go all in or all out. So we continued managing our normal exchange rates. Let me just call it exchange rates. We were exchanging the batteries and the likes till we were able to gather funds to install our first lithium-ion battery system and inverter. And 5 years down the line, as I speak now, we moved from that 500 watts. Currently for our offices, we've installed over 600 kVA of solar system. Our head office in Lagos is powered by just 50 kVA, 66 solar panels, and about 15 batteries. The smallest of those batteries is 10 kilowatt hour. So it runs all our air conditioners, our computers, and the price of diesel is no more. Now, I'm sorry that I had to take you through all of that story, because I just want you to understand the perspective of this energy. When people talk about renewable energy and clean tech, we don't talk about the financials. People have invested so much and they've gotten nothing from it. But how do we educate people to understand that, okay, this is the future, this is what to do and how to go about it? So permit me to now go to the serious things and talk properly now. Okay. So I've discussed about the challenge in education because I'll still be relating my conversations to education. But the same similar challenge with energy affects every one of us. Be it an educator, or you live in your house, or you live in your room and the likes. But by the end of this session, I'm not trying to make everybody an engineer. I'm not trying to give you a master class and tomorrow we start installing solar systems. But I want to give you the tools and hand you the questions to ask. And you should know the lines of thoughts anytime you hear about renewable energy and you become an evangelist for renewable energy. Similar, I like using cars for example. My people in the office knows that. Similar to that, when you own a car and you understand the basic things, water goes into radiator, oil goes into engine oil goes to the engine block, brake oil goes into the brake chamber. Some basic things will save you the stress when you are discussing with a mechanic. You are not the mechanic, but when the mechanic is telling you that, Oga, buy water coolant and pour into your engine, you will know that there's something wrong with this conversation. But when you have no idea of what they're saying, you say, okay, how much water coolant is 10,000? Put it. And that is actually what I'm trying to do here. But I've done it in a more detailed way in a relaxed environment. I took 3 months to record a full course on renewable energy, and I related it to the Nigerian market. I used Lagos as an example, which is also similar to what you obtain here in Abuja. You can go online and check some YouTube videos about solar systems and the like, but none of them related to the context of what is really happening in our local markets, what's happening in our own homes, what is happening with our own NEPA. For example, in some other countries, they don't spend money on batteries. You just install solar panels and you use it to get credits. You just net it off your NEPA bill or your power bill at the end of the month, but we can't try that here. You have to buy batteries. So I've recorded a course, and I think with Mr. Ashola's permission, I would give it free of charge. I usually charge a minimum of 50,000 naira for the course. Well, it's an online course. You can check it on your phone and the likes. So anybody that is interested, I'll give free of charge to everybody to watch it in detail here. Thank you. All right. And this session, I really want it to be very interactive, and I want to use it to take more of questions and answers than myself talking, because I'm also here to learn about the realities of people. And so now, fast forward, with the evolution of renewable energy, everybody needs to be asking the right questions. And from what Dr. presented about hydrogen, fuel cells, and the likes, they are the next frontier, but unfortunately, the technology is still very expensive, and a common man like me cannot just sit down and buy the machine to split cells and the likes. But what can we do right now to start solving the problem? So I will explain how solar system works in a very simple way. And I'll relate it to, I think I was explaining to Madam Titi earlier, I'll relate it to our regular generators that we're already used to. When somebody tells you that, come and install 10 kV inverter, come and install 5 kV inverter, most times we will ask them, how many solar panels are you giving me? And how many batteries? Those are the worst kind of questions you should ask. The same thing as when you're trying to buy a car. I tell people that there's never a bad car. There's no good car. There are cars that are used for the wrong purpose. When you buy a Lamborghini and you have a family of 5 and you want to carry children out to school, the car is not bad. You just bought the right car for the wrong purpose. And the same thing happens to renewable energy systems. You got the right thing, but for the wrong purpose. So, a simple way how it works. There's a generator that we use, right? I've said it that energy is ability to do work. You bought diesel in the generator. You put diesel in the generator and you turn it on, and the generator starts converting the diesel energy to electrical energy. Either it's doing it efficiently or not, but it's just converting and you are using your light. But at some point, if you use petrogen in our own days, we use those generators, they call them past my neighbor. When you hear that sound, then you go outside at the middle of the night, then you tilt it like this and put stone on one side. Because you really need to get the last drop of petrol out of that generator. And it runs again. Even with that, you won't have more than 1 hour tops. Then it goes off. It means that's where you went to queue to buy and bought engine oil and mixed everything is gone. And it's gone forever. You burnt that liter of fuel and it's gone. Let's forget about the damage it has done to the environment. You burnt it and it's gone. And that's why people think of, is there a way to have a system that generates power like this, but I can renew it again easily because I can get another source to renew it. So the way we renew the energy is to go to the filling station again. Either you buy the petrol or diesel again, you pour it in and you burn it. So this time around, the generator is your inverter. And the inverter is just converting that battery kind of power to electric kind of power that can power your normal devices like 220 volts. But this time around, it is getting that energy. Instead of the diesel, it's converting light sources from the sun using some, I study physics, sorry, that's usually picks up once in a while, physics electronics. That was my first degree. And the sun is converted to electrical energy. But that electrical energy most times is not the type of energy that you can use in your TVs and your gadgets. So that energy comes in, that's your diesel tank. It's now supplying the energy to the generator, which is the inverter that inverts it. But sometimes, the diesel tank supply can be faulty, or you can cut it off. So let's say that sun goes down at night, that's your diesel tank cutting off. But you still need to keep supplying energy. That's where batteries came into space. For storing that energy that came from the tank, which are like kegs that are used for temporary refueling of a generator when a tank is empty. So I hope with this concept, you all understand what solar system is. And it's not like you climb roof tomorrow and go and carry solar panels. So now what I want to discuss today is about people understanding their need and how these systems should work for you. If you have a small budget, there's always, I believe there's always a starting point to try renewable energy. I've introduced this to a lot of friends and that's why it became a business. I've introduced this to a whole lot of friends, not less than 20 friends, that when they start, they never go back. Is that they ask me that which type of battery should I buy again? Or what? Because once you experience it, so by show of hands, I want to make it interactive now. Has anyone here ever installed an inverter in your apartment? Inverter? Okay. So, Madam MC, what has been the experience like? Compared to, yes, with inverter, compared to when you were using diesel. Did you wish you just go back to your previous setting? Yeah, because it's just like you've been trekking and a car came to get to the destination. Except once in a while you want to do fitness, you decide to trek. And that's exactly the situation. But now, the question I want us to be asking now is that, when you now want to buy that car, what are the questions you are asking? Are you asking yourself that how many children am I taking to school every day? How fast do I want to get to that school every day? If school is what I'm doing, that's my business. Or that is my routine. How fast do I want to get there? How safe do I want it to be? Is it open roof? Convertible? So those are the questions I want us to be asking. And as I mentioned earlier, the solar system is divided into 3 segments. The generation and the storage. I gave the same example to her. If you are the type of person that you are hardly at home during the day, you leave home, you go to work, and you come back at night, and somebody tells you that I want to install solar panels I want to install solar system for you, and it's telling you that I'll give you 4 solar panels and 2 batteries, it's better for you, because during that day when the sun is so much and you have so much panel that is generating, you've generated so much power, your battery is already full at 1 p.m. The simple 2 batteries you have is full at 1 p.m. You are not at home, so energy is wasting, right? Then you come back at night when you really want to enjoy your solar system, You put on your fan, you put on, and after 3 or 4 hours, the inverter is dead, and you say, ah, solar, ma ba won lo, is a very terrible thing. But in your use case, because when the excess energy is generated, you are not there, it's better you have, if it's just 2 solar panels and 4 batteries. Use as the kind of conversation you should be asking, you should be telling these installers, these vendors are selling these things to you, so that you spend less on generation, more on storage. Because that less generation will take more time to charge, but to store more energy for you, so that by the time you come, instead of having 4 hours, you have 6 hours, you have 10 hours, you have 12 hours of power supply. But the flip side is for a school. Students come in the morning, the sun is coming up. They close in the evening, the sun is setting. A school should rather spend more money on solar panels and less money on batteries, because you only need batteries for the bad weathers and the dark days and maybe a few hours in the evening. So with all of these things I've explained, and sorry I'm not a very eloquent orator, but I hope I'll be able to convince you and not confuse you that renewable energy is the future commercially, health-wise, and economically. Thank you very much, everybody. So, questions now. Questions?
Questions.
Okay, so we will start
with.
I'm scared when my lecturers carry microphone. I was a tutu student. It was draw. The school deal win, I deal win. They just let me go.
Don't worry. On this particular issue, I'm here as a student.
Okay, sir.
So, you know, you notice that when you asked for those who have
installed solar system, inverters. Okay.
I didn't raise my hand because I've noticed over time how the warranty that used to be given on most of those products have tended to reduce. It's as if the people that make them became more afraid of their own decision. So I think the problem I have is that because of the capital intensiveness of this thing, and because of the technology is supposed to be more rugged than it currently is, what will the regulators do? It's not your job. What will the standardization regulators like SON and or whatnot, what can they do to save us from the issue of substandard products? Before we begin to now blame installers. So what do we do? Like if I want it now and I say I want to have something that has reasonable warranty on it. So what do I do?
Okay,
where do I go to?
And thank God I've experienced this personally. So I'll use my personal experience to answer the question. So I have a particular OEM I buy batteries from, right? Lithium batteries. So I called them one day that I said I need 15 kilowatt hour batteries. I need 18 of them or something like that, large quantity. And they told me that no, we don't have the battery in the country. I said no. I went online. I went to a marketplace. I said, see the battery. I sent the link to the manager. See the batteries. And he replied him that go and buy it at your own risk. I was like, okay, what's going on here? You see, in any industry that's thriving, you should understand our context in Nigeria. A lot of people rushing, and some rushing for the money, and some rushing for the passion. For those who rushing for the money, the product already come with the proper warranty, with the proper standard. Then some persons will go back, most of these things we buy them from China and the likes. Like, Mr. Chan, I understand my market, my African market. This thing you have built is a waste of money. So give me another one. If that one you built before should last 10 years, please just give me 5 years. My people are ready to pay. But I need it to be a third of the price of that one that lasts 10 years. And I want to sell it in mass. Because Mr. Chan also wants to make money, he will effectively design that one and give it to you. So a lot of substandard products are coming into the markets. And one of the ways we've edged it in our own case is this. One, most products when we want to buy, we buy the most recent first batch. Let me give an example. Some years ago, I discovered that 250 watt panels plus 250 watt panels, the same brand, the same details, will not give you the same energy as a 500 watts. But in school, mathematics taught me that 250 plus 250 should be 500. But no. What we discovered is that the bigger the size of the solar panel, there is usually the higher the efficiency. The higher the efficiency, the conversion ratio. Yes. So it is more economical for you, and it's better for you to buy 2 500 watt panels than buying 4 250 watt panels. The 4 250 watt panels will take more space, generate less energy. The 2 500 watt panel will generate more energy and take less space. That was one hard lesson I learned. Because the quality of the cells has improved. It has improved. And I mentioned yesterday that most times when we all talk about renewable energy and we're talking about generation, we don't carefully check the wastage we already have in the system. The same person that's complaining that there's no light will leave air conditioners on in their office and go. They will leave air conditioners on at home and go. So it is a very complex one. And about the cost of setup, which is capital intensive, everybody knows. And that's actually my next vision. In the next 10 years, we're trying to help at least 10 million Africans to go off oil energy and switch to renewable energy. It's a big audacious dream. But I know we'll get there in 10 years. We'll get there. So that an average person that wants a solar system in their apartment will not worry about the cost of setup. We set it up for you and you just pay a subscription fee that will be lesser than the cost of your NEPA bill. That way, one, we are reducing the stress on the national grid. Two, we are reducing the carbon in the atmosphere, which is clean energy. And three, we are reducing your costs, your own expense, so that you can spend on some other things that can make life better. So that's actually our vision at Rio Cube Energy. I hope I answered your question, sir. Not just most recent brands. Most times, even the old brands, whenever they are launching a product, yes, that has not been in market for long, that won't be adulterated. So you see people buy batteries at 10 kilowatts, import it and relabel it as 15 kilowatts. Because how will you know? Do you have a tester to test the capacity? No. But me, I will take time. I know how I will sit down with you. To know that which one will give me the best value at the lowest cost. Thank you, sir. So next question.
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much for this. First of all, the course that you're talking about, does it contain some of these things?
I explained them practically, step by step.
Perfect.
Almost these things I mentioned too, I also mentioned in that course.
Okay, so that's my first. So then...
I will share the link. I will share the link.
Please. Then the next thing is, do you guys have a system or a tool to actually give analysis on, let's say someone wants to do solar installation and maybe they didn't know you guys existed and then they had already installed, yes. Can you do some analysis on, okay, so it's not what I'm telling you is not 100%, but at least this is the range of what you have or what you need, or this is what it can do for you. Do you have, because you mentioned something about sensors and things like that.
Yes.
Do you have ways of testing existing systems and saying, okay, now with this, to get to the capacity that you're looking at, this is the best thing for you to do? And do you have any service like that?
Yes. So, in fact, they're working on putting a calculator on our website, where it just asks you simple questions. How many rooms do you have? You answer. Where do you live? Is it a duplex, flat, or this? Specify. How many rooms are there? This. What is in room 1? 2 lights, 1 TV, this. And at the end of the day, to give you an idea of what it should be. So we're working on something like that.
Hello?
Oh, I think the mic is failing. Or will you use this?
Assalamu alaikum.
Okay,
so,
yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, my name is Manuel.
Yes, sir.
Last 2 years, Spain is currently in a partnership with Morocco and Tunisia.
Okay.
You know, towards creating the largest solar farms in the world. They want to tap from renewable energy in Africa.
Yeah.
You know,
We have the space.
What they have in
for
Spain
it.
itself. In Nigeria, what is the Nigerian government doing towards enhancing or establishing a solar farm that will connect to our national grid here in Africa?
Okay.
That's a vision for the future.
Okay, so
What
let me
are they doing?
explain in my own. First of all, that question doesn't have my address on it. But I will still pick the package, look at it, say something, and pass it to any government agency here. We have 2 problems with our power system, and thank God that they've passed some laws to reduce that problem. We have a problem of generation. That's problem 1. Then we have transmission problem. So even if we ramp up our generation, and transmission is not getting to the nooks and crannies, it is wasted energy generated. And that's why when these laws have come in and said that each of you carry your load, it's just like water supply. In Lagos, where we are coming from, there's water corporation. But when water corporation pipe no reach your house, carry money, dig borehole, and be your own water supply. You won't keep calling government and stressing government that water supply is epileptic and the likes, and you have stable power, stable water, and you are fine. Same thing is happening in the energy sector now. And we've been doing that, but we've been doing it the wrong way. We're all buying diesel and putting generators. But now that petrol and diesel showing us Shege Pro Max, all of us are now looking at alternatives to cut down that cost and still get the energy. So I think, in my own opinion, I wouldn't advise that government should spend money or getting grants and build massive solar farms and not connect to the national grid and transmission company. And something transmission of Nigeria. We now say one feeder broke in Oshogbo. Or national grid fainted, is looking for Sabotamo. So instead of doing that, they should encourage initiatives like this that would go straight to the last mile. Rural electrification. See, the lights we are using here like this, these lights, this sound system, might power a whole village. Because what that person just need, what they need, might just be one bulb in the center of the passage. Sincerely, and that might be what will give them hope. But if they are waiting for when 33 kVA line we enter their kidney, they now do family meeting, village meeting, ask country for transformer. They will write letter to family in UK, in US, and before they raise the money, before they install, and the next day, somebody has stolen all the aluminum wire they installed. And government will get tired. So it's a big problem, but when it's private sector led, because private sector, government come, government go, the person that has money seated there, we want to make sure that it's profitable and still running. So private sector will still sit down, make sure that that rural telephony, that rural electrification is still working properly. So I think that would be a better solution. So anybody from government that will now give answers, more details. Government, I mean.
What you said is correct. I think in the universities we have problems. Because ordinarily from my university as JOS, we pay 26 million naira every month to power the university from JET, which is the JOS Electricity. No, that's just Electricity Development Company. That's what Generator Distribution Company. That's what they charge. So we're not talking of bills. I don't want to put diesel there. So if I put diesel, I'm talking about 50 million naira. Yes, in a month. So I think what you are saying is right. So what we have done to government is to ask them for alternatives. And I think through the Rural Electrification Agency of Nigeria, they have started a project for the university, to power the universities. I know they have powered BUK, they have powered Federal University of Agriculture, Makodi. They are entirely on solar. They are so we are hoping that they said they will continue. So we are hoping. Yes, phase 2. Okay, this Umudike, they are in phase 2. So it's entirely for the university only. So we are removing ourselves because we can't even pay the one that is not supplied properly and even pay diesel. So I think what you are saying is that the government is also looking at that direction, and I know they have started with the universities. How fast and how quick that is deployed is another thing. But I think, as you rightly say, even the universities at their own. For example, I was saddled to compute the diesel usage, and what we finally did last year was to say, look, if there's no LEPA, there's no LEPA, but we have started what we call oases of power. So we have started powering buildings separately and hoping to integrate them, but with the entire solar system, because we may not have the capital outlay. But then it's also a call to private sector to look at the universities or institutions and partner, because if you will do a capital outlay and put a solar for me, and I can now give you 15 million a month, I have cut down from 50 million to 15 million. I think it's affordable. And this is models that private partnership should look at. Come into a university, look at it. We can give you our cost of monthly power consumption. And if we are running from 100 down to 20%, we will be glad to drop 15 million every month and get what we want.
And I'm also happy to see our senior officers from the customs. They have a large role to play in this. I'm sorry to put you on the spot, sir. I bought some set of batteries in, let's forget dollar rates now. I bought them in September. Let's say I bought each unit for 1.6 million. In November, when the OEM gave me the new price, they gave me 3.8 million for the same battery I bought a few months ago. So, and after all the shouts, I said, dollar has calmed down. They said, I've paid my custom duty and you can't come and negotiate that with me. I must finish selling this one first before you see a new price. So if there can be some sort of incentives in our policies, because that's how best we can encourage it. If there can be some sort of incentives that, okay, you are importing solar panels. If you have to pay X amount, you are paying 0.8% of the X. That's more money too. We go a long way, sir. I hope please, in Yoruba, they say, Shebo Wire. I hope I've said it.